So there's two fish in a tank. And one looks at the other one and says, you know how to drive this damn thing?
I recently learned that I have a fetish for figuring things out. I just came to that realization.
Okay. I was dating a Japanese girl once, and I broke up with her, and she just didn't get it, so I had to drop the bomb twice.
They say that you shouldn't do your own prostate exams. You should have a doctor do it. Do you know why? I can't quite put my finger on it.
You know why witches never wear panties? They want to get a good grip on the broom.
My grandpa told me that my generation relies too heavily on technology, so I unplugged his life support.
My grandpa was addicted to Viagra. No one took it worse than Grandma.
What has two hands but can't clap? Stephen Hawking.
I tried to attend a seminar for kleptomaniacs, but I got there too late and all the seats were taken.
Do cannibals think that disabled people are healthy?
You're stupid. I don't know.
It's because they're vegetables, so.
At the doctor the other day, he told me I had to stop masturbating. I said, why is that? He said, because I'm trying to examine you.
My wife told me that she had a terrifying experience last night while she was home alone. She was taking a bath and suddenly she felt a tap on her shoulder.
Yeah, okay. Why did Popeye punch the Pope? He heard he was going to mount Olive.
I went to a friend's funeral yesterday and talked on behalf of the family. I only said one word: bargain. I was told later it meant a great deal.
What's the best thing about gardening? Getting down and dirty with your hose.
My girlfriend's dog died. I tried cheering her up by getting her an identical one, but she just ended up getting more upset and screaming at me. She said, "Why would I want two dead dogs?"
You know, my penis was actually in the book of Guinness World Records. Then the librarian said I had to take it out.
My wife calls me her sex machine all the time. Well, she calls me a tool, but I think I get what she means.
Language. You know why you should never go for a cheap circumcision? Just a complete ripoff.
My weakest subject at school was Greek mythology. You could say it was my Achilles elbow.
You know, having sex on an elevator is wrong on so many levels.
Yeah. What do you call a dinosaur with hemorrhoids? Stegosaurus, yeah.
Recently, I came into a bunch of money, which is unusual for me. Normally, I use a sock.
What do you call someone who hangs out with musicians? A drummer.
You know you have a healthy sperm count when your girlfriend has to chew before she swallows.
I hear police are arresting people for a perfect driving record. The charge is reckless driving.
What would you call a hooker with her hand up her skirt? Self-employed.
My addiction to the Beatles is so severe that I felt like I needed to buy every single record they produced. My wife said I need help, but I already have that one.
What did the elephant say to the man? How in the hell do you breathe out of that thing?
A pirate got his hand chopped off and replaced it with a cheap metal prosthetic instead. Now all the other pirates call him Crap Tin Hook.
Oh, why did the police arrest the chicken? They suspected foul play.
I'm about to take a big drink and try to fix this once and for all. My wife is leaving me because she's tired of my capital world puns. World capital puns. You know, you win some, Jerusalem.
The devil whispered into my ear, "You are not strong enough to withstand the storm. I whispered back, I love your eggs.
Which country has the largest amount of parks in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Korea. In fact, I'm good friends with about 5 of them.
My electric toothbrush stopped working. Now I have to use my acoustic one.
I told my wife a dad joke every day during the course of her pregnancy. You're just reading.
That's what you do.
Yeah, after you tell your joke. Unfortunately, our son was born with severe side effects.
I used to be a deli worker, but I just couldn't cut the mustard.
What did the geometry teacher say when the parrot flew away? Polygon.
I tried to get a job at the ice cream factory, but I just couldn't do Sundays.
I bought my wife an electric blanket. Now she gets upset when I call the other blankets acoustic blankets.
There's 2 fish in a tank. One looks at one and says, you guys know how to drive this damn thing?
Yeah? Why do magnets only have sex 52 times a year? Because they're weakly attracted to each other.
I had a French friend that used to like to put bombs on kitchen floors. They called him linoleum blown apart.
Roses are red, violets are red, dandelions are red, the grass is red. Holy shit, my yard is on fire.
I lost my pizza cutter, so I used a Bryan Adams CD. It cuts like a knife.
I used to think that Wolverine was real, but then I just realized it's a huge act man.
It's a fact that taller people sleep longer in bed.
Yeah. Lots of people don't know this, but you're actually born with 4 kidneys. Just 2 of them, as you grow up, turn into adult knees.
So, if fat people go swimming naked, is it still called skinny dipping?
A man was arrested for stealing a bunch of helium. They held him for a while, but eventually they let him go.
I tried to tell jokes in an airport terminal once, but sadly, none of them took off.
My wife thinks it's weird I stare through the window during a rainstorm. I think it'd be a little less weird if she just let me in.
Your hiccups. I can't understand why my calculator stopped working. It just doesn't add up.
My wife asked me to paint her in the nude. Thought it was kind of weird and I preferred to wear clothes, but whatever makes her happy.
I just finished a book on snakes. Looking back, it probably would have been easier to just write it on paper.
Probably. I read that cows kill more people than sharks every year. It's weird. I didn't even realize that cows killed any sharks.
Well, that is weird. I lost my wife's audiobook. I'll probably never hear the end of it.
My wife will only have sex with me if there's a purpose. Last night, she used me to time an egg.
That quick, huh? What do witches call their broom closet? Or a garage? A broom closet, whatever.
My wife called earlier and asked if on the way home from work I could pick up fish and chips. I could tell by her attitude, though, that she was very upset and regretting letting me name the twins.
I got to a party and I told everyone there that I was excited because I had sex on a railroad with this girl. And
Oh, no.
they asked me, well, how was the head? I said, I never found that.
How do you wake Lady Gaga up? Poker face. My wife gave me a handful of raisins to put into my pocket before the marathon started. She said, you won't need this now, but it'll help in the long run.
Did you hear about the guy that missed his payments to The Exorcist? He was repossessed.
My neighbor's golf course looks better than mine, but if If you get too close to his, you can tell it hasn't been cut in a while. The green is grassier on the other side.
Why was the vampire in a bad mood? Too much be positive. Be negative.
I always thought it was strange that Peter Parker worked as a photographer.
Yeah.
I always thought that he should be a web developer.
What did the vampire say to the teacher? See you next period.
All right.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's very gross. My wife was complaining about my gas, so I got someone else to do it for me. A substitute, if you will.
Why don't monsters eat ghosts? Because they taste like sheet.
Did you hear about the man in Greece that tried to lose weight just by eating cheese?
No, jeez. You drunk?
It didn't work. He just got feta and feta.
I tried calling the tinnitus hotline the other day. It just kept ringing.
What do you call a lamp that always says please and thank you?
I don't know.
Polite.
An invisible man and woman got married. Not sure what they saw in each other. Their kids were nothing to look at either.
What's the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi? Well, in Dubai, they don't watch the Flintstones. But Abu Dhabi do.
An unemployed jester is nobody's fool.
Yeah. Why does no one like volcanoes?
I don't know.
They're ashholes.
I just invented synthetic pepper. It's not exactly like real pepper, but it's nothing to sneeze at.
What does a lemon say when it answers the phone? Yellow.
According to my chocolate event calendar, there are only 3 days left till Christmas. That one's very relevant right now.
How many apples does it take to make an apple pie? 3.14.
Mary had a little lamb. The doctor almost fainted.
My dog never in my life has received a phone call. So I don't know why my wife thinks that he needs caller ID.
I left my job at the handkerchief factory. Just way too much hanky-panky.
Why do farts stink?
So deaf people can enjoy them too?
Correct.
What's a robot's favorite snack? Computer chips.
What do you call an Irish sunblock?
Oh.
A pub.
I'm going to start collecting highlighters. Mark my words.
What has 5 toes and isn't your foot?
Oh.
My foot.
Oh. This week earlier, I took the kids to the zoo. I think next week I'll go back and see how they're settling in.
Yeah, it's good. What's the difference between a fancy wool shirt and a $5 bill? One is cashmere and one is mere cash.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't actually enjoy Halloween. You know why? They hate people knocking on their doors.
Yeah. I don't know what HD is, but my psychiatrist says I have 80 of them.
There was a huge fight at the local seafood buffet. Battered fish everywhere.
Man. Why are blind men on average heavier than people that can see?
I don't know.
They don't watch what they eat.
I've been told that I need professional help. I'm currently looking for a maid and a chauffeur.
Why should you not brush your teeth with your left hand? A toothbrush works better.
It does. I calculated my December budget for this upcoming year. Looks like everyone's getting a hug.
Kind of early to be budgeting that. I always tell myself to stop drinking. I don't like taking advice from alcoholics, though.
Yeah, that is a problem.